10 you've ever seen in your life, buddy.
You know what? Hang on. You know what I think they're shooting for? I think they're shooting for the Linderly Lens podcast.
Oh, what a segue!
There we go.
Hey!
He's only gone in Bloody Deaded, boys.
I think was it week 5? We're halfway through the split.
Thank God. What? No,
We're halfway done, and we have no idea who's good and who's bad anymore. The world is crumbling down. C9 has lost a game to 100 Thieves.
Yes.
That happened. It wasn't TSM. No. It was 100 Thieves. The guys who just took out Meteors for the other Cloud9 jungler contracts.
Oh, man. I'm looking at our predictions
wait, did they take
from
out
last
for contracts?
week.
I forget.
Meteors.
Oh, yeah. The other C9 jungler, as you call him. Not the C9 jungler.
No, I called contracts the other C9 jungler.
Oh, I'm already losing the thread, boys. This is going to be a long night.
Oh, man.
Not like this, boys.
Do you know what makes me upset, too? I'm looking at all of our predictions from last week, and all I see is red. Just...
Did we not get any right?
Okay,
we got a couple. But
so,
look at it.
I guess we can...
I didn't look at last week's game. You actually made me think that we were like 100%, like 0%.
Right.
Like
that would have been amazing.
All of us went 2-8 last week.
Ooh, that's nasty.
Very bad.
Fellas, we dropped the ball, but I also don't know how we could have done. If any of you had picked 100 Thieves over C9, we would have ridiculed you.
Yes.
So like,
absolutely.
I don't even understand.
Haymant every week.
Well, you know, Haymant's his own fucking problem, and
he picks FlyQuest over C9 for some reason. Haymant.
This was like, I'm gonna skip over that comment. This was like...
It's because you're afraid to face the truth.
This was like TL, predicting TL was going to get 9th last split, except for every goddamn team, condensed into one weekend. Just one. Everything.
Hang on.
And now, there's no clue who's going to actually be second anymore. Or third, or fourth, or fifth, or sixth, or seventh, or eighth, or ninth, or 10th.
Hey, I have my doubts about Cloud9, you know.
Oh, now you're saying that the supreme reign is now going to come crashing down.
Do you think they're going to crumble after this?
I am willing to wait and watch them all dissolve into this gigantic pot of liquid. You might call it a soup. Mark Z might hate you for it, but I'm calling it a soup. We're going to go back to the soup, except it's the whole league.
Joke.
Last split, he called the middle pack of the league the soup because it was like 8 teams, and it stuck, and he hated it. So I'm calling the whole league the soup this time. Mark, you can't stop me.
This bodes very badly. Man. If we're all soup, it bodes very badly for international competition.
Or very good, just saying.
Are we just like the ramen soup? Like ramen noodles? Like we got a cup when you put some boiling hot water in it and all of a sudden it's like, hey.
No, none of that basic shit. No, we're like that real, like, what is that? Chunky soup? That shit in the can? That.
The real chunky, where they're like the Progresso?
Yeah, Progresso.
I'd take Progresso. Progresso.
Can we stop fucking talking about this?
Oh, God.
But the soup is all there is, Matt. C9 have lost a game. There's no coming back from this. TSM will hold on to the 17-0 record for all eternity.
Oh, man. You're really clutching right there. Oh, man.
TSM, greatest organization of all time in League of Legends history. What?
You truly wish. Anyway. Wait, sorry, what team got fucking... What team besides C9 got cootie clapped this week?
Everyone!
Yeah,
everyone!
Okay, and that includes who?
FlyQuest, EG...
It's TSM, I'm getting TSM. Just get to it, accept it.
Oh, man.
Alright, let's talk about the TSM Cloud9 match a little more accurately, shall we say. So, the number one thing I think everyone will notice about this game is that Sven is playing Wukong bot with Sen as support.
Yes.
Yeah.
First time out of the 2 times he played it this weekend.
Yeah, it's the only time it looked good.
Mm-hmm. Cloud9 made it work. TSM didn't have a good handle on how to play around it.
Well,
and as normal, C9 punishes.
So here was my number one problem with TSM's comp going into this is that they had no options after they didn't get off the ground early. They had a couple of good early to mid-ish gameplays, but once you hit late game against Orange Set, Azir, Wukong, and Senna, what are you gonna do? You don't have DPS. You don't have any real strong engage on TSM side. You're just hoping to get some picks that make it so that they can't contest objectives, and then you get the objectives for free. But then you can't siege their base because you don't have anything to siege with. Like, Poke Varus is not very good into a bunch of diving champs and Zir. Like, that's not a great combo. So I'm just... the comp from TSM kind of makes sense. But at the same time, I don't know why you're not looking for more sustained damage somewhere in this comp. You needed to run, like, maybe Kale top instead of Mordekaiser, but I'm just not too sure. Maybe even Corki mid. Or was Corki banned? No, Corki wasn't banned. You could have picked Corki mid instead of LeBlanc. I don't feel like LeBlanc's that strong. What do you guys think about this game?
Oh man, I don't. The Varus pick is something that you'd normally be like, oh, this is a power pick. It's super strong. It can do really well. Right? The early game, it can dominate. There's not really a time. When it gets to that team fighting stage, it's going to be great, except for the fact that C9 picked that Wukong and the Fasting Sun in the bot lane, which means... guess who's better at team fighting now?
Almost
man.
any team. No,
Matt, how you feeling on this team? On this game?
I forget which one. There's so many games I don't have any feelings about because I've tried to block out. So every time you talk about it, I just hear sounds of static. So just try one more time. No. Wait, what? What were you saying?
This is the TSM versus Cloud9 game.
I know, idiot. I'm actually listening. I'm just fucking trolling because it all hurts. I don't know. I felt fine. I was very scared when I saw the bot lane. From Cloud9 because I was like, this does not seem like the time to pull out this fucking borderline grief, but here we are. Here we are. It works, I guess, and I hate it. But excuse me. I don't know. I didn't see anything that I was like super shocked by, I guess. I mean, some shit I was super shocked by pick-wise, right? Obviously. However, I mean, as a C9 fan, I was sort of like anticipating this easy dub that was free. That's it. That's my thought.
So, after this game, Sven gave an interview where he was kind of saying, well, now they have to think really closely about Wukong on us because it's a triple flex. They can put it in the top, the jungle, and bot lane. But, to kind of to lightly segue into the 100 Thieves C9 match. They played it again, and this time, it did not go better. They played against Ashe, who I feel like is a pretty okay pick into Wukong Senna, and Ashe just controls that lane pretty well. She's got a lot of CC to slow down any engages. I don't know why C9's trying to pair up Jace in this comp. Blabber's playing J4, and then Niski has replaced Azir with Cassiopeia for sustained AP damage. But I just don't feel like this was a better comp. The largest flaw is in the top lane where they're not running a tank, so they don't have any good front line for any fight. And then on the other side, you have Camille and Ornn, who can just kill everybody by themselves. They could virtually 2v5. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was... I'm not too mad about the Jace pick. It's one pick that you can take away from someday because he normally has a good one in his game. Earlier that week, I think it was 100T versus 100T versus FlyQuest. They really played around it. He went up a good 4-0 at some point in the game. So, it's one thing you take away from someday. He doesn't get to have it. Fine.
Comms? Or macro?
Yeah. You can say both.
Wait. How do you have evidence of their comms though?
I would say both. There was a time when there's a team fight. I don't really have evidence of their comms. I'm gonna say that compared to like last week to this week, something got a lot better, and I think it was the way that they communicated, the way they played around each other, right? Like there was one team fight that was happening in the mid lane where they were skirmishing. Blabber was there. Licorice or I want to say Licorice or Zven was TPing in, and all you see is an perfectly timed Ashe ult coming from the bot lane and hitting whoever was teleporting there. And that's when I was like, oh, they're just actually getting this communication better. They're really pinning them down, C9 down, right? They're punishing their mistakes. They're actually pushing this aggressive Olaf into places that he can actually be aggressive. And even though Someday lost once in a 1v1 against Licorice, he's still responding to anything that Contracts wants him to do. He's still covering him whenever he's doing these aggressive invades. He's still covering him whenever he's with the Blabber in the with Blabber in the river, right? This is something that I did not expect 100 Thieves to pull out. I did not expect them to have this great of a teamwork against C9, who is supposed to be the pound for pound better team in every role and who's going to outplay you at every stage of the game, right? It also was good that they did actually pick the Wukong Senna here because they didn't have to worry about that lane getting aggressive for a good couple of levels. Because with the ranged, with the Ashe and with the Karma, you're not going to be able to take long trades against them. You're not going to be able to farm properly. You're not going to be... That specific bot lane will not be that strong. So 100 Thieves went, screw it! We're going to pound you topside. And you're going to feel it.
So Matt, let's have you relive your trauma from this weekend. How are you on this match? No.
Pass.
You're gonna experience this one.
I gotta go. Actually, I have to cancel them. So we watched a lot of this one. I don't remember if you were there, but I know you were there, Anthony. And I was. At first, I was just like, whatever, this game is an easy dub. I'm just gonna, like, watch the VOD, because, like, I want to go do this other thing. And then I hear, holy shit, 100 Thieves is like a 4K gold lead or something. And I'm like, fuck, I gotta turn this on. And it was with great pain that I Googled, I typed in youtube.com, clicked the recommended live stream, and watched the most painful thing I've seen in a while. I don't have a lot of commentary on this, because while I was watching it, I wasn't thinking. I was just feeling pain. I was just feeling unhappy. and it wasn't like, oh, okay, here's where they go wrong. I'm just like, what's happening? I don't like this. Please, God, make it stop. I don't want to be here. I mean, it was just what?
Can you now? Can you identify where you think they went wrong?
Yeah,
or is it still
losing
just
4
too
Drakes.
much?
I don't know. Like losing 4 Drakes was pretty bad. Blabber dying so often was pretty bad, right? Top lane never really felt like. I feel like top lane was actually like relatively even in power level, but just always felt
Somebody's
behind.
7-2.
No, not at the. I'm talking about for like the early to mid game.
Maybe.
Not like the all event, right? Like I was saying, like at the beginning, it felt fine, right? Because like I think it was literally for like 20, yeah, at 21 minutes. Some days 2-2 and 3, and Licorice just 2-2-0. So all those come later, right? Like that's like the last 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes of the game is 5 kills on some day. So I know this by the way because I have the fucking VOD up.
Hang on,
So for a lot of the,
C9 didn't take a tower.
I know. They also didn't take a Drake or any advantage that was handed to them. But not even even TSM took a tower, which is yikes. Yeah, I mean some they definitely ended 7-2, and I won't contest you on that. How do you pronounce the support's name?
Poom, I think.
Poom?
Yeah, boom.
Poom played pretty well. The bot lane played pretty well. I think that while it worked the first time, the Wukong fell pretty flat the second time, and Niski was so unimpressive. But I think a big problem was the whole, like, let me see, let's make this right. Yeah, the 1 in 8 jungler was kind of a big deal. The tank Jarvan, who's 8 deaths, 6 KP, right? Like, I mean, to be fair, 6 of 8 is actually very good KP. But
Tank Jarvan with Conqueror, by the way.
yeah, I know. Oh, I actually didn't know that point. But it was I don't know. I think that Blabber sort of fell apart a little bit harder than other lanes. Maybe he's just not like as comfortable on the Tank Jarvan right now. I actually don't think Tank Jarvan's like great right now. By no means bad. But I don't know. It was just it was brutal all around is what I'll say, buddy. Does that seem like a fair take to you, Anthony?
Oh yeah.
Are you happy now?
Yeah, I can feel that pain inside you, and that's sad.
Go
that's
fuck
satisfying
yourself.
to me.
Go fuck yourself, buddy. Do we need to talk about C9 TSM again, or the other game that TSM lost this week?
Yeah, let's talk about the show match
What
a little
about
bit.
yeah? So they lost the show match. They lost to C9. Did they lose the Sunday too? Or?
Let's talk about the show match for a little bit, though. This week, they did a little show match between the
TSM
classic
went 0-3 this weekend. Got
and
it.
the TSM plus Voyboy from 2013.
Ooh.
So, I actually really enjoyed that match. It was really fun.
It was
to
fun.
See them go
It was
back
fun.
in.
It was fun because it was silly, right? Like I kind of wouldn't have. I feel like I wouldn't have liked it as much if it was just like a full on like just another LCS game.
Oh God.
Right. Mm-hmm. But yeah, exactly. But the fact that like C9 banned TSMXD, the fact
How many
that like
goddamn kills were in that game?
So many, dude.
It was
bloody.
It was so much fun watching them just murder each other for 30 minutes.
Yeah, and it was nice, right? Like LOL Esports dropped a mic check of TSM versus C9 through the years.
Yeah.
C9 tweeted some good memes, right? Like it was really fun. It was a really, really fun way to start the week. And this kind of stuff, I mean, it's kind of hard to do this stuff that often because a lot of the teams are newer, right? But these kinds of like show matches every once in a while for me as a fan, they're just exciting, right? I get to see, obviously I've been a C9 fan for a long time, but like it's just nice to go back and be like, oh hell yeah, like I love watching the Ashes Ira from Sneaky and Lemon, like the fucking real stuff, you know. Balls on Silas was interesting. But Xpecial played rough.
Okay.
How many
Cyrus was having a bit of nostalgia there.
Oh my god, it was 53 kills.
Bloody.
I will.
Fuck.
All right.
And it was only 27 minutes. Oh my god.
So here's what I want next. I want Curse versus Dignitas.
Curse versus Dignitas.
Cutie, Scara, Crumbs, Kiwi. Who else was on that team? Patoy.
I will dominate.
Who was their top laner? Or was that was like
think
the
it
revolving door?
It was Crumb. Yeah,
It
they
was
did have
no.
Crumbs
Crumbs
there
was the
as well.
jungler.
No, Crumbs was top lane
No,
at some point.
At some
Yeah, he
point,
was.
but not back in the old days. He was the jungler first.
That's what I want. And then I want them to do this again for CLG versus TSM, except this time actually get Reggie. But wait, hang on. Who do we... Do we actually have Doublelift in there? Oh, God. Oh, God. Doublelift and Aframu, and they both still play in the LCS. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I actually don't think Meteos would have been in this if he was playing this weekend. But
I mean, Wild Turtle was in it. And he played
shit,
in
you're
Academy,
right.
wasn't he?
No, you're... Well, but...
No, I actually
No?
think MASH was in Academy as well.
What the hell?
At least, yeah.
I don't think they
watched...
would have like let them play the show match if they had like a game that day.
Oh.
But let's see. Hold on, I'm looking up the Team Dignitas. Oh my god. What year do you want, Anthony, for Dignitas? 2014.
Like 2013 or 14.
2014 they had my boy Shifter and Zion Spartan in the top lane.
Ooh.
In 20 they had 2013 was Cruiser the Bruiser, baby. Don't ever forget Cruiser the Bruiser, buddy. Kiwi Kid was moved to sub. They had DJ Lambo in the jungle.
I don't know.
Voiboy used to actually be the top laner for that team.
Kiwi Kid was also the top laner for this team, by the way.
And then the support, baby, and then a sub.
Man.
This is what we need. We need more of these like El Clasico matches going on, because I think they're just lots of fun to watch. They don't have to happen every week, but like when a big rivalry
it would probably
comes
be
up,
pretty bad if it happened every week.
Yeah, it would get boring at some point. And it's like you'd run out of ideas and stuff. It's like you have to do this 9 times. What is it? 18 times every year. That wouldn't work out.
Exactly. But I would also like it if it was like, you know, like the new game mode is dropping, and so it's like a mix of like casters and pros playing the like before.
Oh yeah, yeah. You do a Nexus Blitz one?
Yeah, and because remember they did like they would, and then you know even if it's like and having like I like the mixed comps, right, where like the casters and the pros are in, because if it's just pros it's like good, but like having like the people who are very bad compared to the pros makes it much funnier, right? Like have like that's fun, right? Like the week that like, you know, Nexus Blitz goes live, you know, throw a fucking like couple of Nexus Blitz games on stream. That's good content. Like I don't know, dude, it's fun.
Yeah, you could have a little mini All-Stars show match with Nexus Blitz when it comes out. Give me money for this idea, please.
It was my idea.
It was our idea.
It was my fucking idea, buddy. You named Nexus Blitz, but I said alternating games.
You know what?
You
know what? We're bringing back Dominion. Best of 3s because it's fast and fun.
Somebody call Andy. No, that's a joke for just Anthony. Anyway, that's a joke for one guy. Anyway, no, but it was a lot of fun. What did you think, Haymant? Did you watch the show match?
I did watch the show match. I got nostalgia from when I first saw TSM Season 5, and I was like, oh, this looks like a good team. And then Dyrus is trying to play League of Legends in the top lane. There was a clip that wound up on Synapse. Oh, absolutely. There was a clip that wound up on Synapse where apparently it was High who was streaming the show match on his actual account, and they were just like they saw him and they were like, just fucking do it. Just kill him. It was hilarious. It was a fun watch, and unfortunately the boy Dyrone went down. Once again, not getting the opportunity to play League of Legends.
Meteos started Cocoon Repel on Elise and then got invaded and had to do half the Krug camp for level 2. Ooh, that one hurt to watch as a jungler, buddy.
Oh, man.
Oh my god, the invades were hilarious at the start of this game. I want more of that. I want that in the LCS. I want these stupid invades. Like, just send it. Let's go. Let's go run into their jungle, run into our jungle. Like that's how you do it. That's what we're doing next Clash. We're doing the double invades.
That's how we're doing it next Clash. Oh man.
Alright. What else we got to talk about?
Oh, sorry, I'm watching the High clip. I found it. This is very funny.
Alright. 100.
Hi, just yelling, "Get him, Lemon! Flash, flash, flash!" over and over. Anyway, sorry, Anthony.
All right. So this weekend we had a bit of an anomaly. That's a bit of an understatement, but 100 Thieves and Dignitas both went 2-0. I think Dignitas came into this weekend 0-8 or something.
Yep.
What? How does that even happen?
What? I have no idea.
One, they faced against Immortals, all right, and they got a dub on Immortals. That's that's kind of like expected, maybe. Like you can kind of predict that. Like that's a little upsetting. You're like, all right, maybe I see it. And then they dominated FlyQuest, which was goddamn. It wasn't like a little bit of like, oh, FlyQuest made like this one mistake, like errors that you could point to in previous weekends, where it was like, oh, Mash throwing at Baron, fine, Mash threw at Baron, that's something that you can figure out, just don't throw it at the Baron. No, there was no way that I could figure out that FlyQuest could have played this better, and they would have done well. Dignitas just outclassed them, which is something that I damn hate to admit. I gotta hate to admit it. And given, do you know who else FlyQuest faced this weekend?
Was it Immortals?
100 Thieves.
Oh, 100 Thieves. You're right.
They also and got dominated. My boys are heading straight to the bottom of the sea. They've taken his donations too far.
Yeah, they're gonna donate themselves to. They're gonna donate their body sites.
Goddamn sequence.
Oh my gosh! That was awful. That's a bad joke.
I hope they
Most
recover.
of the jokes on this podcast are actually bad jokes.
I really hope they recover some semblance of integrity, because this weekend was painful to watch.
Wait,
This
why
weekend?
Yeah, I was about to say, buddy, this weekend.
For
Name the last
everything,
time.
but
Hey, name the last time it didn't hurt.
fan. What?
Name the last weekend it didn't hurt.
Like the first 3 weeks, I was happy with them,
That's
and then
crazy.
we hit this point.
I get the first week, because even if a team is a little rocky at start, the first week or two, but after a while, you just see a pattern of behavior.
Hey, first of all,
the behavior, by the way, the behavior I'm talking about in a pattern, it's the behavior of losing, Haymant. Something Anthony and I would know an uncomfortable amount about when it comes to low-ranked teams.
Oh man.
Hey, I roasted me too.
Okay.
It hurts.
Okay. You're taking away.
Do it.
They had continual.
God. Now I'm just thinking about
weekend.
that awful game. Okay.
Which awful game? Because there was a lot.
Exactly. So. I feel like 100 Thieves is probably the biggest winner this weekend, because honestly, beating Cloud9 alone would make any team the biggest winner, no matter who the fuck everyone else beat, unless it was also Cloud9. So they could have lost the FlyQuest, and I'd still be like, yeah, 100 Thieves is probably on an upward trend. But the fact that they've beaten FlyQuest as well kind of affirms to me that 100 Thieves is definitely going to be trending upwards, even though I don't think I have them picked for a win next week. I don't remember. Oh, I don't.
No, you don't.
Next week. So, there's that. But I definitely think they're improving, especially given their roster move. They look more cohesive, and it seems to have worked out for them. Now, Dignitas, on the other hand, I don't know where this came from, but they pulled the freaking hat out of the bag, or the rabbit out of the hat. I can't.
Dude, you really beefed it. You beefed that one hella hard, buddy.
I'm looking at it. I think people actually let Afro move get Thresh, which is crazy to me because he's insane on Thresh.
He's not Mata, but he's not me or Mata, but no.
He's not me or Mata.
But he's pretty dang good. He's pretty dang good. I'll give him that.
He's still pretty good at it. You just don't let him get it.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
the thing you don't let Afro get is Bard usually. But
Yeah, that seems to be his best champion.
It's between the two.
what about
Let me play
Leona,
him.
dude? Support is so easy.
Support is so easy. What happened there? Yeah, no, he played Thresh
He played Thresh
this
twice,
weekend.
yeah.
Phoenix also played Azir twice. Also looked crazy on Azir. Let's not take that away from him either.
Hang on. I feel like I have to note Phoenix's Azir is like the only champion I think he's ever learned how to play.
I think you're right.
Which is why
There's a famous play of him getting a quadra kill on Azir.
Yeah. And he still remembers how to play it, which is good. For
now.
Dignitas at least. Let's
Until
hope that it gets banned and he gets put on Twisted Fate again, because I like that him on that champion more.
people are more scared of Phoenix's TF than his Azir, and I feel like that's just wrong. I feel like there's counters to TF, and Azir has much. Even if he has counters, they're much less potent by comparison.
I feel like the first week that we actually saw him, and he did pull out the TF, and it was not good at all by any means. There was still the team trying to figure out exactly what to do, exactly how to communicate, exactly how to shot call and stuff like that. This week, you can see they're clearly on like the same page, that they're actually communicating properly. They have some sort of structure that they have. They have some sort of structure, right? So if they pulled it out again, maybe it's actually respectable. Maybe he's not, ulting straight between two people with no backup whatsoever. So we'll see. I'll give the Twisted Fate a benefit of the doubt for now. Just for now.
You just reminded me of that play, and I was just like, why is everyone banning that? Who bans that? Oh.
I will say, DeMonte has looked fabulous on it, which is a totally different thing, but you can see how Twisted Fate is very impressive in those side lanes, and if you're able to play to them, you can secure a really good lead and really put your opponents in a hole.
Matt, what's your thoughts on Dignitas?
Shocked, awed. No, let me open up a website that I thought I already had.
I will say, I think Acadian got screwed again by Dardoch.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually did not. I don't remember where I put them in my power ranking, but I also.
Oh, they were dead last for everybody.
Oh, really?
No. That was CLG. I think a lot of us had them like 8th or 9th.
I think I put Dignitas and Immortals at the bottom because I didn't know what was going on with their roster. And then I put CLG 7th, which is actually maybe it's feasible. We'll see how it goes. I don't know.
My thought, right, and hear me out on this. I don't know. I don't like that, Haymant. Please stop. I think I believe I said, because I typically say this when we do our power rankings, that when it comes to the teams I have as sort of like the bottom 3, I can usually see them swapping around a pretty good amount, right? So I didn't obviously have very high expectations for the team going in, even though I forgot that until just now. Excuse me. I do not like how many games Afromu is losing. That bums me out because I like Afromu. I think that you're right about Acadian getting screwed by Dardoch again. But honestly, like, this roster just like doesn't seem that deep, right? It doesn't seem like it has like a huge amount of talent on it.
It doesn't seem like there's a lot of upward momentum to me, even if they went 2-0 this week.
It doesn't even seem like they have players that I'm like, okay, like, they're not great right now, but I can see them getting, like, nuts in a split or two with time, right? Like, because sometimes you see a play and you're like, all right, they're kind of young. In, like, a year, they're going to be fucking nuts, right? Or at least they're going to be competitive. A lot of the people on this team, I'm like, uh-oh, I'm not seeing where we go from here, boys.
Well,
and that's not good.
their upcoming games are CLG and Golden Guardians, which are definitely weaker teams in the grand scheme of things. Like, it isn't EG, TSM, or Cloud9. So, I think they could pull out a few more wins, maybe. I'm not sold, but there's definitely opportunity for them to get up to 4, maybe 5 wins. But I don't know if they can get much more than that in the back half of the split. I feel like they're definitely going to be fighting for 8th or 7th to get into playoffs, if that. But I just can't put my faith behind this roster like as easily as I can behind 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves looks so much better, so much more proactive, so much more cohesive, and this team didn't necessarily give that to me. They just kind of looked okay. They didn't look like they knew what they... I shouldn't say they didn't look like they knew what they wanted to do, but they didn't look like they went in with a plan and executed on it. It looked like they went in and had some good turn-ups that they then converted into a win, and they didn't necessarily... It wasn't by their playbook. It was just the enemy team happened to give it to them. Which, I'm not saying the enemy team literally gave it to them, but... whatchamacallit? Metaphorically.
It's a metaphor.
Metaphor.
I don't know. I'm willing to go out on a limb for him. I'd be willing to.
Hey, man, you go out on a limb for anybody in this league.
Yeah, you're pretty. You make some pretty bad calls there, Bucko.
You're pretty generous with your faith. Just saying.
A little bit, but a little bit. But considering they didn't make any real critical errors in their games, that's the thing. They haven't made any errors where it's like, oh my god, the game's tossed. It's up in the air now. There's a chance for the enemy team to come back. I haven't seen that from them this weekend.
Oh, okay. I was about to be like, there are several errors, and you memed on one when we started this conversation, but just this weekend.
I memed on them.
Okay. Well, here's my thought is that like even though there aren't those moments where you're like, uh-oh, there are also not a lot of moments where I'm like, yeah, they know it. They're confident and competent right now. They have like a solid game plan. They have a solid plan. They know what they want to do, and they're gonna execute it well. There's a lot of time where I'm like, okay, this isn't like dog shit, right? Like this isn't awful, but like that can't be your baseline, buddy. Like
this isn't the thing that I've been looking at is that some people sometimes, some of the upper teams even just seem to forget their basics about like what they're supposed to do when you're setting up for a dragon, when you're setting up for Baron, and going through the steps properly. And I didn't see them make those mistakes when doing it, especially in a league, especially when like the top 4 teams in previous weeks really made those fatal errors at times. Especially like TSM has made those errors. EG is currently making a lot of those errors. FlyQuest, it's starting to become apparent that they're not infallible. They're like
whoever thought whoever thought FlyQuest was infallible other than like you? Like I'm not gonna lie.
Stop kicking me when I'm down.
I'm just gonna say, dude, I'm dead.
Everyone's down. Haymant, this is not our week.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't act like you have it worse than we do. Listen, buddy.
Oh man.
At one point, I also believed foolishly that they were competing for the top 3, but that has become. I don't know. It doesn't seem that way anymore, so I don't know. But
yeah. It doesn't seem like it at all.
Like I was saying at the beginning, I believe all of the teams are becoming thoroughly dissolved into the soup. And we should all embrace the soup and let it absorb us. It will have such rich flavor and such great subtle tones of... I don't fucking know, I'm not a chef. But just join the soup, everybody. It's better this way if everyone's a part of the soup.
Oh man.
I want that 10-way tie for first. I want it.
The 10-way tie for first. Wow, that would be something that I would not actually like to see at all.
Did you tell us to get 7 more wins if that's how it plays?
There would have to be like a pre-playoffs or something. I don't know how that how that works.
There's a whole system.
A lot of tiebreakers.
Where they make a gauntlet. and you had to play out. Oh my god, I want it. Oh.
I don't.
What time was it where there were 7 tiebreaker games once, and we stayed there till like 1 a.m.? Oh god, that was a day.
The good old days, as I don't call them.
That was a great time. I loved it. I was hyped for those tiebreakers. That was a fun day. Never want it to happen again. I'm glad they moved them to the next day if that happens, but my god.
Honestly, yeah, thank God.
It was a fun thing to do once, not again.
It was fun to do when I wasn't like an ancient 24-year-old who gets tired at like 11 p.m. No, before I was lame. But no, anyway.
We haven't talked about CLG yet, and we have time to fill, so...
Thankfully.
What has
Sorry,
CLG
was that
done
mean?
for us?
What is it?
CLG
No,
versus
you know,
EG.
shout out my guy Eugene. No,
I think it's CLG and EG are the
they
only
got-
teams we haven't touched on.
I think that's true. Did we talk
And
about Immortals
TL.
much?
Not really.
We haven't talked about TL or Immortals
Did they go
either.
2-0? Wait. No,
Or
TL
Skills.
went 1-1 this week, didn't they?
Yeah, but they're second.
No,
place.
No,
TL
they
went
went
2-0.
2-0? Okay, hang on. Let's talk
Yeah,
about
2-0.
TL. Because TL
Oh, they're 8-2. Wait, they're
Great.
actually
Yeah,
only,
hang on.
like,
Here, let me go. The TL is looking kind of like they might actually be the second place team right now, and is kind of scaring me.
Fuck. That's very sad.
Like, at the start of the split, they looked shaky as hell, but they have been slowly, below the radar, been forming together into a team that knows what the fuck they want to do. And to be honest, that frightens me. I'm afraid that they're gonna become their old selves, and that's not what I want. I want TL to finish 4th, where they fucking belong. That's where they need to get to.
There's more than enough of a chance that happens.
Right. But I want an assurance, Haymont. I need my assurance.
Gotta wait till last week.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that is.
Can't wait. I honestly, I'm already getting kind of hyped for playoffs, because especially after C9 has dropped a match, and if they drop more matches, it's just going to make playoffs even more hype. Because if they go in looking as sturdy as they were last time, it's going to be boring as hell.
Oh, I didn't talk about this, but I meant to segue to something else. You know, G2 last split looked like the most dominant team. They had their first loss
In the
in there,
NLCS,
and then
which is-
several following. And now this split, they're not the top team. A team of rookies called Mad Lions is. So if we're following the EU pattern and we apply it to NA, there's a likely chance that maybe C9's not the top next split.
Maybe.
But then again, that's an EU versus NA thing.
But here's the other thing: is I
bit.
literally said Dignitas needs to explode their roster and rebuild with rookies. They're trying to prove me wrong, and this was a valiant effort this weekend. But you got to do it like 4 more times. Just saying. Still think you should blow up this roster and build a team of rookies because, dear Lord, just fucking do it already. It's gonna be so cheap.
But
We'll end up in the same spot. Think of the economics of this. Oh, and also on G2, they signed their entire roster till 2022. So...
Oh, they're very convinced.
Yeah, they're convinced they're going to keep this roster for a while. I am not. Just saying. But there's that.
They put a lot of work into that roster.
Yeah, so I don't... to
Why?
be honest,
No,
I don't think a team of rookies will actually come into the LCS and just start smashing again. That just doesn't seem like something that is probably going to happen. They will definitely have at least some veteran talent on their team, 1 or 2 players maybe. But I do feel like teams need to be more willing to just say, all right, who has already been here and is proven for quite some time? Okay, I don't need to talk to you because I know what you're worth. I'm going to go to the NA ladder and grab all the players that I think are good because they'll be cheap as fuck. And even if I finish 10th, it's going to get me to the same place that Froggen got me.
Yikes.
Oh,
But
man.
fair.
I'm trying to think right now. Probably, which team do you think has the most rookies right now? Like,
It's either C9,
would
TSM,
be the closest to
or...
rookie talent
Wait, currently in the LCS?
currently in the LCS.
On it,
We have whom that's actually came from like a B team up. I think no, he came from the academy team up, so he's an actual rookie.
I don't-
Insanity is getting his first time on the stage on Immortals. He's an actual rookie. We might say Ryoma, but he's been in our last split, so that doesn't really qualify him.
Well, you do a
Johnston
rookie
on
for a split
Dignitas
or a
was their
season?
last split.
It-
We can do a rookie first season. I think that's
Well,
interesting.
I don't think that there's all that many. I feel like most teams have one new player. And the team, like, actually, wait, is that true? Do most teams have one new player?
Spica's been on TSM for a while.
Got Ryoma and Poom from 100 Thieves. C9's the only one that I think has people who have played before, though this is Blabber's first full season. You got CLG bringing in Deus. And they're also running...
he played this weekend.
I think this is this Wiggly's first full year? I don't remember.
Oh, Wiggly, I think, has been here longer than a year.
He has been in and out a lot. What else? Dignitas. Johnson's the only new player for Dignitas out of all of their players. Kumo for EG. Who else we got? We got Mash, but Mash has been around for a while from FlyQuest. Golden Guardians has Closer.
Closer.
Demonte. Who were they running before Golden Guardians? Oh, it was Golden Glow. FBI. This is his first full season.
Demonte's been around.
Oh my god. So Immortals has put in the most rookies, but that's because they flipped their entire roster. They've basically put in 5 rookies almost. They put in Alorum, Potluck,
basically
Ica,
5
Insanity, and... No, that's it. Actually, that's it. Their entire bottom lane is all veterans, unless you want to count Gate, who used to be a mid laner.
Okay. He used to be a mid laner? I swore I saw him playing support before.
Yes, he's done this for a couple years already. And then Core JJ, there's Tactical and Speaker. I think most teams have one new player at least, outside of Cloud9. But even then, Blabber's first full season. So, 20% of the league is new talent. And that's kind of a good bit, to be honest. But at the same time, I don't feel like that's... I feel like you could just get 5 new players and stick them in here. I feel like you could do that for one of these teams, especially one of these lower teams. But, I don't know. What was the original question?
I have no idea anymore.
I think it was who would have the most rookie talent for like this season.
Mathematically, the answer is Immortals. But everyone else has like one
Probably
player.
Immortals.
And a couple of teams have 0.
Okay. So we can agree. Yeah, Immortals. That was a total segue. Holy crap.
I mean... I feel like they've been doing good, though.
Small reminder.
Besides
Immortals?
Besides Ica, I feel like they're all doing pretty good. All of the rookies. I don't feel like any rookies are absolutely shitting the bed like I've seen in the past. Like when Dokla was in the LCS and he made me hurt every time I had to watch an Optic game.
You're so mean to that man.
I am. I bet you he's a nice person. I just don't like how he plays League of Legends.
He's probably like a fine guy. Like you're just fucking being an asshole. Like,
but what was I saying? I've lost track of what we were talking about.
Dude, I lost track of it a while ago. At some point, Haymant brought up some dumb shit about G2, some dumb shit about rookies, some dumb shit about being locked into contracts.
We were trying to talk about TL and CLG.
I know, and we got here. Let's fucking talk about anything else, dude. I'm fucking tired of this.
So why do we think TL is looking so hot right now?
They're the only one of the top 5 teams from previously that had a 2-0 weekend.
So, what's bringing up their consistency? Is it just a general, the team gelling together? Do you think it's their draft picks?
A lot of people have been accusing them of having just a safe draft where there's not many
accusing
super
them like it's a bad thing.
I mean, it's an accusation.
Yeah, it is an accusation. It's kind of like, well, safe drafts. Wow, That's
Well, you know,
super
safe
egregious.
drafts, winning games. Ah,
What?
bad.
Puts points on the board.
Yeah,
Oh,
who wants to
man.
get wins when you could do int? That's what I'm saying, buddy. That's
Bring
what
out
I'm
the-
saying, guy. Come on.
I
We're the
still need.
boys.
I still need to tweet out the Nico support
I'm gonna
to
be
Afro
honest.
Moo or
No, you
Biofrost.
fucking don't.
Don't do that to me. Do not do that to me. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I feel like their Blitzcrank picks has, and maybe even the Braum pick. I'm not sure what that was against, but they picked Blitzcrank twice. Those feel like they're a little dangerous to me.
They are.
Yeah.
Because Blitzcrank isn't very good, and if you're not landing hooks on with Blitzcrank, you're gonna lose. So you basically have to kill the enemy support 3 times with Blitzcrank, or you failed. And I think they've been counterpicking it into Thresh, which is a good counterpick. But
I think they've also been taking that into set too.
that sounds like a bad idea.
Oh no,
No,
because
it's
you
into
can
Thresh
just ult
twice.
away his shield. It's into Thresh twice?
Yes. Right, but then he can there's a lot of things that'll shred that shield, and it doesn't really matter. The shield isn't necessarily why you need the set W. The damage is crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
On
the
that middle
fact that
line,
it like
hurts.
eats your ass alive, dude. It fucking crushes you, buddy.
But
Yeah,
also, you don't get that leniency with that Blitz ultimate.
So I would agree that they're definitely picking rather safe comps, especially even the Blitzcrank looking at it now because they're picking it against Thresh. So
And that's a good matchup for Blitz.
So while I can be like, haha, you're not being aggressive or adventurous enough, at the same time, a win's a win's a win's a win. You're trying to get to Worlds. This is a philosophy that I've touted forever. It's like, it doesn't matter if you get out of groups at Worlds if you still can't win NA. That's not what I said. No, it doesn't matter if you get to Worlds if you don't. What did I say? It doesn't matter that your goal is Worlds if you can't even win NA. Because if you cannot be the best in the North American region, how can you be the best in the world? That's always been how I approach this, and why I don't like how TSM has this laser focus on Worlds. It was like my pet peeve with the pickup of Sven and Smithy. It made no sense in looking at any of the games with a brain. It made no sense. God damn it.
Especially when Biofrost and Double Lift were actually performing.
They were better than Sven and Mithy. They played better. So that's it. All right. So that's it. That's why they're doing better. They've been playing safe, and we think it's fine.
I mean,
Yeah.
like I said, I always think safe and boring. Like, you know, we got into this last week about like C9 games being boring, even though C9's not necessarily.
Well, they weren't boring because
safe.
they were safe. They were boring because
No,
we
that's
knew
what
they
I'm
were
saying.
gonna
But
win.
my point is that like, you know, it's the same. It's like boring. Safe games can be boring, but like, you know, your goal is to get dubs, right? Like, if you're confident with the dumbass G2 strategy of like picking like 15 mages and one half of a support, then like go ape shit, right? If that's your energy. But if you're not that team, there's literally nothing wrong with picking safe. In fact, it is how you win games.
It's like, hey, what do you mean 40-minute hyperscaling comps that we can play consistently are bad? What?
So what do you mean?
We beat everybody with this comp. Why shouldn't we keep playing it? It's my problem whenever I keep getting a success. It's like, yeah, I keep winning, but I'm learning nothing. This is boring. I need to lose at some point. But then if I keep losing, I'm not happy either. All right, let's go talk about our picks for next week.
Okay.
Haymant,
No!
drinking the Kool-Aid, coming in on 100 Thieves twice. You're calling the second 2-0 for 100 Thieves.
They win one difficult game, and 8 months like first place team, baby. First NA World Champs right here, 100 Thieves, baby. That's Haymant's
They got a
team.
good shot.
At winning Worlds.
You put
better or worse than the last time they went to
my
Worlds?
neck out.
Yikes.
So,
Way too far.
I think Haymont is freaking crazy.
Why am I crazy?
I think they are definitely doing better, but I feel like TSM's loss to IMT this week was very uncharacteristic, and they will probably either rectify or improve a little bit to next week. And I feel like TL is shaping up to be the second best team in the league at the moment, and your dumbass just picked 100 Thieves over TL.
Oh, absolutely, I picked 100 Thieves over TL. 100 Thieves last weekend just beat FlyQuest, just beat C9. They showed that they can communicate properly and that they have some sort of structure now. It's a matter of how good that structure is, whether it can be exploited and whether it holds up in a standard 5v5, because you have to keep in mind, during that C9 game, the bot lane was running Fasting Senna and Wukong, right? You didn't have to worry about that little bit of scaling right there. They just attacked the top side and pounded them in. I do still think that they could do the same thing to Broken Blade and Spica. It's very feasible that Contracts, if he gets an aggressive pick, he could work it out, because he's been doing aggressive picks all this weekend. First, in Italy on FlyQuest, in which he was able to punish them really hard. Second, the Olaf against C9, which you already know how it went. I think that if they're able to play aggressively, they're going to be able to take it to TSM, and there's nothing that they can really do about it. The only thing that might stop them is Bjerg in the mid. That's all. That's your one hope.
That's your one hope. Well, I just hope that Broken Blade. I hope Broken Blade fixes his shit.
Also, your bot lane needs to stop trolling. They can't do what they did in the IMT match again. No.
Yeah, it was just the bot lane. That's what happened. Just the bot lane.
No, but I did see them push. They pushed up too far by themselves.
He's telling this to himself, not you.
Oh no!
Haymant, he's trying to live with that.
I know. I'm sorry, but yeah. Right now, I think that 100 Thieves it's a solid team.
I think they're okay, and I think they have some good. So I think they have some good pieces they can play with. I don't know how consistent this is. That's why I'm calling it like this. I feel like TSM has some good tests to put up against them. Did they beat them last time they played? I do not.
Their old roster.
What the hell? Has TSM not played 100 Thieves? Oh, it's a preview.
No, they had
to.
They lost. Is the first round robin.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. So TSM did beat them last time, and I'm pretty sure that they'll be able to do it again. Because that was a close fucking match that made me want to die, but they still edged it out, even with Broken Blade on a champion I hate watching him play, Gangplank. I think that it should go fine. Right? It's gonna go fine, right, guys?
You have to keep in mind.
What do you think? Wait, hold on. What do you think fine means? Maybe it'll go fine if you're using a different definition of the word.
You're right, I can use whatever definition I want. Haha. Okay. Now, the other thing we disagree on is the CLG IMT game. Honestly, I'm not too sure how to call this one. I definitely think CLG look more consistent than IMT at this point. But I'm also not too thrilled to watch this game, because, again, looks like a snooze fest that I don't want to watch. What do you guys think of this one?
Snooze fest that I don't want to watch.
See, there you go. Yeah, I told you. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the right. I'm gonna hack into their Zoom meeting and be like, nobody wants to watch this match. Just skip it.
Just skip the entire match. I don't know. I think CLG should be able to beat this team. They've beaten like all of the teams that they should have in the first round robin, including the previous 100 Thieves roster, right? I just want to see how Insanity does against Pobelter, because I think Pobelter is like a good marquee mid laner that you can really test a new person against. That's it. That's my marking point.
All right. So what games are we looking forward to next weekend?
Oh wait, hold on. We also disagreed on Dig versus. That doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I think you're high, but it doesn't matter. All right. So Haymant, what game are you looking forward to next weekend? Which one's tickling your fancy?
One, because I'm looking forward to it, and it's 100 Thieves versus TSM. One, because I don't actually want to see it, and it's FlyQuest versus TSM. It's one of those where you're going to have to see it.
You
And
picked FlyQuest to lose here.
I know.
I'm
because
shocked.
You're turning on your crew, dude.
they're not performing right now, and I don't know how they can actually pick it up, but I do think that both FlyQuest and TSM, teams that are plagued with mistakes, it's going to be a very bad one to watch.
Did you not pick FlyQuest to beat Cloud9 earlier in the split? Was that not a thing I saw on my screen?
That was a thing that you saw on your screen at one point at the beginning of the split, but it does not look like FlyQuest are informed. Their bot lane just seems to have fallen apart somehow. And it doesn't look like the top side, Santorin, Tower of Evil, and Solo can keep it together for the rest of the squad. It just seems something's going wrong right now, and they need to figure out how to get back to basics, whether that's, okay, maybe subbing in Turtle, maybe bringing in a new ADC would work, maybe subbing out Ignar, who did not look good in that 100 Thieves game. I don't know what they have to do in order to get better. And that's the scary part.
So Haymont has lost his faith.
Somewhat.
I seem to have drawn a correlation here between Wild Turtle's existence on that team and Haymont's faith. You know what you need to do, FlyQuest? You need to put the turtle back in the tank.
Put him back in. The man's wild. Let him go, baby. Hit the gas.
He needs to
Flash forward every time, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Did he get a pentakill in his first LCS game?
Hell yeah!
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That man's crazy.
Matt, what games are you looking forward to next week, and why is it EG versus C9 to watch them lose?
You said them. I didn't actually know which noun was referred to by them there, but it'll hurt either way. So I'm actually not looking forward to a lot of these because I still feel the fear of last weekend, and I am genuinely terrified. Right. I am truly scared. Now, I honestly think if EG beats TL, that's not that scary. That seems pretty well within the realm of possibility, right? If FlyQuest beats C9, I quit the podcast, maybe. I retire. I leave. I never talk to Haymont again. I refuse to hear his name in my presence. If 100 Thieves beat TL, God knows what will happen.
That would be
I'm
insane.
kind of excited. It was insane to see them beat C9, buddy. What do you want? I am excited for the C9 EG match because I think those are two top level teams, and it wouldn't feel as bad to watch EG win that. I think it would be much more reasonable, and it's exciting for me to see the sort of mostly the old roster and the new roster sort of go at it, right? I think TLEG will be good too. I don't know. I mean, hopefully 100 Thieves claps out TSM and TL and is just the fucking new king killer, right? But
okay,
who knows?
I'm looking forward to the TLEG match because it's sort of a throwback to the beginning of the split where TL and EG played against each other and it looked pretty good. And I'm hoping it can live up to that. I'm not too confident it can. EG still looking really shaky to me. I'm not too confident in their ability to play at the moment, but I'm thinking this one was going to be a banger. I'm hoping it gets real hype. I guess I'm also looking forward to the 100 Thieves TL one because if 100 Thieves does win this match, it adds a lot more credence to their victory against Cloud9. And that's something I want to see. I want to see some more teams coming up and contesting Cloud9 and not in a way that Cloud9 is getting worse. And I don't think Cloud9's loss was Cloud9 getting worse. I think it was them just kind of getting outsmarted in draft and then fumbling a little bit. I don't think they're gonna go on a downward spiral from here. But oh boy, would I enjoy it.
You're an asshole. Haymont, did you already answer this question?
Yes, he did.
Yes, I did.
Okay. I just spaced that. That's my L. It's been a long day.
It has.
Too many Lee Sin kicks. I gave myself a
Lee Sin
concussion.
kicks to the head.
My own head. Every time I press R in game, I actually kick myself in the head. It's pretty bad. I should stop.
Dragon's Rage. Oh.
I feel it every day of my life. Do we have any more topics?
No, I'm out.
So you wanna? Do you wanna take us home?
Yeah, I think I'll do that. That'll do it for this week's coverage of the LCS on the Legendary Lens podcast. You can catch us in an audio format on anchor.fm/LLoLP and a bunch of other podcast places everywhere, Spotify, Apple, Google. You can catch the VODs on my YouTube channel. Catch us live at 8 p.m. Eastern on Mondays on twitch.tv/NizzyTV11. And have a nice day.
Tuesday XD.